No game night. Everyone canceled. And I don't have backups like I did back in the day. So that sucks. Boring, boring, boring. Got the kids to bed. Did some cleaning. Thought, I don't know, the missus took out the other twins. They're out and about. So I thought, why not do a live stream? I have nothing to do on a Friday night. That is sad. Tomorrow night is their dance thing. But nothing that day. Nothing for May the 4th. I was thinking of going over to a friend's house and watching the trilogy, the original trilogy. Unfortunately, even that won't be available. Won't be an option because I can't spend 6 hours and make it to their dance stuff starts at 4. Push this over here. There we go. Got a Riddler shirt on today. But anyway, so now it's just sit back. I was going to clean out the cars tonight, but I got to wait till the missus brings her car back in. Since the kids grab a lot of crap in it. And it gets dirty. The moment it gets clean, the next day it's dirty. So, am I talking to nobody? Talking to the stream. Talking to you. Oh, my goodness. Dark greetings. Dark greetings. Hello, hello. He's on fire there. There you go. Now we're talking to 5 people. Yeah, so I thought I'd do this just for a little while. Mrs. should be on her way back in the next hour or so. I was listening a bit. Yeah, you were. That's right. I can't wait for our game night. That's what I want. Stay up late night? I guess. It's a weekend. It's a weekend. What do you do on the weekend, Stephen? Couldn't be having Stephen over for a podcast if he lived here again. Then we'd be having fun. But no, the kids are in bed. I'm just waiting for Mrs. to get back so I can, excuse me, clean out both cars. Because the cars are just getting junky again. Every 2 weeks I got to clean them out. Yeah, this is the door to the attic. There's nothing inside of it. I mean, just attic space. Oh, there's a dead body in there. Oh, just, is that drywall? Looks like a little drywall, whatnot. Yep, and some cable wire. And that's what's behind the door. Kenobi's a great book. Optimize StreamYard. I need to know how to do a lot of things, Stephen. No extra board games. No. No, it was supposed to be a board game night, but no one can make it. And I was going to have my nephews to spend the night because every couple of months they come over spend the night. But tomorrow is the first Saturday in May, which is free comic book day, and my brother does something called Best Day Ever, and that's when he gives them this. They give them this great breakfast, pancakes with chocolate chips or something like that. Then they go get free comic books. Then they go out to eat. Then they get ice cream. They do a bunch of fun things. He has things. He buys little things for them. So it's best day ever. I know, for real. For real. I need to learn how to do the long distance thing without it sounding boxed in. I still haven't figured that out yet. But every time I get someone to call in, someone told me about a program, and I can't remember. I have to go back and look at it. Yeah, man, what to do on the weekend? Like I said, I wanted to watch the original trilogy for the first time in a while at the house or at my buddy's house. But since the girls need to be at the Civic Center at 4, unless we start at like 9 in the morning, which we probably could, but I just think it'd be more trouble than once were. So plans canceled. Oh, that's nice. How am I doing? Pretty good. Pretty good. Instead of the I's, you should replace them with A's. Buy you a new vowel. I'm kidding. Anyway, hi, I'm doing fine. But anyway, so not doing anything from, oh, from Scotland. Right on. That's one of the places I'd love to go visit is Scotland. That would be super fun. You know, the ancestry is from Wales, actually. So, but I'd still like to go to Scotland. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Scotland? Seems like a cool place, nice place. Um, yeah, a little bit. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, really? VHS. Yeah, I would watch them. What version would I watch? I don't think I have a Blu-ray player anymore, so I can't watch them on Blu-ray. What happened to my Blu-ray player? Um, I do have a DVD player. I could watch the original releases. I have the DVD that had the original theatrical cuts on them on the B side. I think those DVDs are worth a little bit. They didn't clean it up, but it's the original release. I may pop those in. That'd be a good one. Yeah. Probably not watching it. A, not really that interested. B, no one to go watch it with. If someone said, Matt, you wanted to go see it with me, I probably would. But there isn't anything there. It's a great one. As a kid, that was my favorite. Oh yeah, the VHS. Okay, the old VHS ones. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Even not even the '97 ones, huh? They're prior to '97. That's awesome. Those are hard to find. Yeah, one set of DVDs came with the original release as like B-side back in the day, like DVD extras, and I bought it. And those are extremely rare now because they're the, uncut, not uncut, but the original theatrical release of the trilogy. So that may be a good one to watch. I don't know. But I'm not going to do that now. I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe take them to the park. I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to text me, May the 4th be with you. Because a lot of my friends who don't keep up with me that much remembered that I love Star Wars. And so there's a lot of texts and a lot of memes and stuff like that. And it's always going to be that way, but that's okay. That's okay. I usually don't even celebrate May the 4th. I haven't watched any of the original movies in my house since Disney took over. I have gone to the theaters to watch the re-release of Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. 25th anniversary of the Jedi Apprentice book. That's awesome. Dark greetings. I like that Admiral Screed poster there. I mean, picture there. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few things I like. Someone asked me what I liked about the changes. The one where Han's chasing the stormtroopers, and then when he turns it around, instead of it being the same stormtroopers, it's like a whole, landing bay full of them, which I thought was really funny. I just don't. Remember, I rarely did back in the day. I was more of a book fan than I was the movies. But yeah, I haven't sat down and watched the prequels, especially. And what's it been since Disney owned them? 10 years, 11 years almost, 10 and a half years. So, but remember, I loved the books and stuff back then. I didn't watch the movies that often. And like I said, when Empire and Jedi came back, I watched both of those. And if they would have brought A New Hope back, I would have watched that one in theaters. I'd probably watch, like I said, the plan was tomorrow to go to my buddy's house. He has a projector, big screen. And I thought, because I told him for May the 4th we should watch the trilogy. He said, yeah. But then my girls have a dance thing that evening, and there's no way I can watch them all and make it guarantee to make it there in time. So unfortunately, and you said, "Oh, Matt, just watch one of them." I'd rather watch all three. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I May the 25th, like a Star Wars Day, right? That's kind of forgotten now, though. Yeah, don't play video games that much anymore. Used to. Like I said, the Batman Arkham games were the last one I played. I never played Arkham Knight. I'm sure it's streaming now or whatever. You can buy a downloaded copy or whatever. And I'll probably just never play it. Just because video games I just don't play anymore. I just don't make the time to do it. I hooked him up a little bit and played when the babies were born, the last batch 2 years ago. I played through Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and beat everything but the Riddler. I didn't take the time to get all the Riddler trophies. And then in Arkham City, the only other mystery was I couldn't find the other spot for Azrael. Like I knew where he was on the board, but he just never showed up for me. So I never finished that story arc. And I didn't capture the Riddler, which he's my favorite, but I just wasn't going to take all that time to go back through and capture all those Riddler trophies again. It's just too hard. That's awesome. But I did listen to it recently. And right now, I'm done with Harry Potter until my kids get older. And if they want me to read it to them, I will. But I'm done with Harry Potter for right now. In fact, the more I read Harry Potter, this is so awful to say it, the less I like it. Because there's all these MacGuffins. And if they truly did exist, then Dumbledore could have easily defeated Voldemort a long time ago. I mean, with all these magical items. So, yeah, I get it's for kids, but, when you think about it too much, which I do, I like it less. Not that it's bad. I'd read it to my kids. I mean, shoot, back in the day, you used to play Halo 2. I don't know. Maybe if these games were right in front of me and I had a setup, maybe I would, but I don't know. I don't know. I've read the novelization more recent than watched the movie, yes. I've watched the movies way more than read the novelizations. I think the prequel novelizations are better than the movies. Yeah, we were talking about that. They are. I'm not interested in going by myself. There's no one else to go with, and I'm just not that motivated. It's playing throughout the week too. I mean, it's not just tomorrow. It's playing throughout the week at my area, but I just don't think I'll go. And then starting next week, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare at work, which is fine, but it's just going to be a busy month. Yeah. Hello from Australia. Australia. Steve, I may have said this before, but one of my friends is thinking about moving. He's there now for a couple more months. And when he gets back, he's going to make his final decision whether he wants to live there or not. He also found an Australian lady. That don't hurt when making a decision. Thank you. Hope you have a great night too. Yeah. Steven, when you moving back? I'm too old to make new friends. So, too old to make new friends. And I can't find, I mean, it's hard to find. I found a group of adults who would play, but it seems like we're only going to play every couple of months. And I want something weekly like I used to have. So, I'm racking my brain though. I may go ahead and there is a couple with a younger kid around my kid's age, But the thing with that is I know we're going to be running, chasing our kids down. I know they got to go to bed early. So the one time I did that, it was one game, which was awful. And look, the time we played last week was an awful gaming experience because we only got to play one game. The kids were all, I mean, there were 3 poopy diapers. There were fighting. There was, I'm hungry, daddy. I want more food. And then the older girls broke a glass lamp that I had to clean up, vacuum, everything. And so by the time we finished one game, 3 hours had gone by and everyone was like, okay, I think we're done. Yeah, because it sucked because I had to keep interrupting for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then they'd forget some of the rules again. And it was just an awful gaming night, awful gaming experience too. And I felt bad because it was one of my favorite games I'd played. And now I don't think they'll ever want to play it. And I don't blame them. It was a bad experience. And so this week I was hoping to, change that around, have some fun. And oh man, mercy me. Just can't win for losing. Only 13 of them, and mine isn't one of them. Only in big cities too. Yeah, I used to play it all the time as a kid. I remember my grandmother had it. I don't think we ever had it, but I know my grandmother had it. And I'd play it at her house all the time. Hello, hello. It was called Tabanusi, and I love this little die selection game where you're selecting a die and you're moving to a different part on the board. Is one of my favorite games from last year. And there is some iconography. It's not too hard, but they kept asking questions, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry. Here, look at the rule book real quick. But I got one of the rules wrong, and that was my fault. And we were scoring way too much. And I realized that halfway in that just because of all the distractions, I got something wrong. And so it just messed up the game. It was too late to change it. And it was just a disaster. It was just a disaster. And again, it's all my fault. I mean, the kids just would not. Nothing went smoothly that night. And so it was just a miserable experience. And so I was hoping to redeem it for this week. And now there's no game night. So, strike again. In fact, for my birthday, usually on Memorial Day, I celebrate it and I do a whole day of board games. That was back when I had a solid game group. Now I do not. And I honestly don't know if I'll find anyone to play games with me that day. Just because my nephews and their friends are part of my gaming group now, and they're all going to go out and do something on Memorial Day. Sometimes they don't. We played Twilight Imperium on Memorial Day, but this year it wouldn't be Twilight Imperium. I want to play like 8 games or 6 games instead. Even though I love Twilight Imperium, I could be talked into playing Twilight Imperium. No, I've never watched it. Do you know any way to find hard to find EU hardcovers within eBay? No, it's I mean, I'm looking. I used to look at if you travel, and we used to do this when we didn't have small kids. You stop by the flea markets, the used bookstores, and sometimes the flea markets, they have them. In fact, like I said, the biggest regrets I have was not buying the Han Solo books in hardback, the old Brian Daly ones, because I already had them. And they were in a flea market in Mobile, Alabama. And now they're gone because when I went back to get them, they were gone. And then in Vicksburg, Mississippi, a big regret here, I found the entire collection of Galaxy of Fear. Whole set, ready, $20 for all of them. And I went, I already got these. Now, that was years ago before my channel was really big. But then I realized how expensive they were, went back. Of course, by now they're gone. But you never know. You never know. In fact, my friend, not to get your hopes up, but there is a snowball's chance. I know where extra copies of adventure journals are. I think I know who can tell me. I think, because I know a comic book shop that went out of business years ago had a bunch of RPG stuff. West End Games, Wizard of the Coast. He died before Fantasy Flight had the rights, I think. Or right as Fantasy Flight took the rights. Someone bought his entire collection, and it's sitting in storage. And I was offered some of it a long time ago, comic book wise, and other things too. And I said no. But then I thought, wait a minute. Because I bought most of my Wizard of the Coast stuff from him, because he gave me 20% off cover. And back then, some of them were real expensive. But I just bought a ton of them. And I didn't even look over his West End Game stuff because I had them all. But if I recall, he did have an adventure journal too. So maybe that elusive 15 is there. Either way, I think I know the person, and I see them every blue moon. I don't have their contact information, but I'm going to ask them if they still have their stock and see if I can go in the warehouse and find it. We'll see. Or find it for anyone. Shut up. That's hilarious. I used to love Risk back in the day. If you like Risk, Vex, if I can let me step you further into the world of board games. If you like Risk, check out Conquest of the Empire. I had it as a kid, and that's what made me stop playing Risk. The original Conquest of the Empire was awesome. The new version, I think it's kind of cheap to get, is really cool too. But that made me stop playing Risk as a kid. Patman, that is my birthday. Shut up. Did you ever have people say, that's not a day? Because everyone thought 30 days were in May. Everyone used to tell me that I was making it up. There is no May 31st. Yes, there is. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February. It stands alone. Did anyone have that rhyme in grade school? I'm old, so probably not. What were we talking about? What has an awesome soundtrack? Oh, Requiem for a Dream. Got it. No, I know about Spirited Away, though. It plays in the theaters all the time here. Woo, woo, woo! That's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I got another donation from Twin Sons, but I can't use. Oh, I need to donate those tomorrow. I can't use the school because the school has just about a full collection of EU books now. After the last 2 donations, they almost have a complete line of legends. It's novel wise of Del Rey. It's really impressive. And Bantam is really impressive. So I found another place to donate them. I just need to get on them. All right. All the time. Haven't met any actors. Yeah. Who did no. Come on. Did he go? Did he leave? You had it? Yeah. I haven't seen that announcement. Hey, Rhino, look, next time you gotta go, you can stay. Let me know. He's a good guy. I love that man. That'd be great if it was. Well, hold on. You want to hop on for a minute? I'll take some Raging Rhino on here. Hold on. If you can come on for a minute, that'd be fun. If you can't, that's fine. What was the question up here? Yeah. I've met a lot of them. Ian McDermott, was he the emperor? He was really nice. Um, I'm sorry, but Peter Mayhew was a jerk. He was the biggest jerk, not only to me, but everyone else. Ray Parks was probably the nicest guy, the absolute nicest guy. Like, I almost felt we were best friends at Comic Con. Because he was incognito at a kung fu movie viewing of a certain kung fu movie because he was a fan of the martial artist who was there, and he saw me, and I won a signed poster. No, I won a poster and got the kung fu master to sign it. And then the next day, he remembered me because it'd been 10 years. It'd been 10 years, or maybe 6 years or 8 years since Phantom Menace had come out. And I asked him, I said, look, man, I really appreciate you coming up here and signing Darth Maul all the time and answering the same question over and over again. But I want to know, what are you doing now? What do you get excited about? And he loved that question. Well, then the next day he goes, Matt, he called out to me while I was walking by because I was waiting to see when Billy D. Williams was going to be there. And Billy D. Williams was, I guess, hungover the day I saw him. He's like, come here. And he brought me behind the table. He said, what'd you think of? And he told me the movie. I was like, I loved it. How did you know I saw that? He went, I was there. He said, I was just hidden. I didn't want to even make a big deal. He said, but you got that autograph. Did you speak to him? I said, well, I don't think he speaks English. He went, okay, I didn't think so. He said, that's so cool you got his autograph. He said, do you know who he is? You know his history? I said, all I know, he's a real kung fu master. He's like, oh, man, this guy. And he starts telling me, because he's big into martial arts and everything. And we're talking. And Bruce and I told this story once. My phone is ringing, and it's Bruce. And Bruce is trying to get a hold of me. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on, Stephen. I just got this. Bring on my old roommate. Hold on, Stephen. It's coming. So Bruce is trying to call me, my buddy from Prince of the Universe, and I just ignore him. Oh, I had your email. All right, there it is. Sent. And so Bruce is trying to call me because guess who he ran into? He ran into what's his name? Rob Zombie. And Devil's Rejects was premiering in San Diego, and as a publicity stunt, 100 fans were chosen to go into the theater and watch it with Rob Zombie in the cast. And Rob Zombie picked Bruce out. He went, let's go. He went, wait. He said, I have a friend. Can he come? He's like, yeah, but he needs to come right now. The limo's coming to pick y'all up. And so Bruce kept calling. I turned my phone off because I'm talking to Ray frickin' Parks. I didn't want to say, hold on one moment, Ray. And I mean, Ray, we were talking behind the table the whole time. He was the nicest guy. Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher wrote me back in the early 90s with autographs. I got those for free. That was back in the day before cons were that big. But they were really nice. They just thanked me because I wrote to them a long time ago. You could go online in the early days of the internet and look at the mailing addresses for all your stars. And that was early in the 90s, I remember. What were the other things? I met a lot of people. One of the guys who worked for Lucasfilm, and he was part of Jabba the Hutt, like the bottom half or whatever. He told me in 2013 at a Comic-Con that there's going to be some big news at the end of the year. And sure enough, Disney bought Star Wars. And I don't know if he knew that or not, if that was the big news or not, but still. Look at this guy.
What's up?
Look, it's my old roommate. So
how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's hard. It's going well. How are you?
Good.
Look
Just,
at this.
Winding down after the week.
Oh, Kenny's still working. Yeah, winding down. Did you have a good week?
Yeah. A lot of driving, but
I did miss Martin's stream. She just got monetized, and we had a really fun time. It was a really fun stream. Tony sent me a hilarious video. Now this video, Stephen, I don't know if you've seen it, but in episode 2 of Star Wars,
Clone
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah,
Remember
okay.
the guy that goes, "Want to buy a death stick?"
Vaguely.
And Obi-Wan goes, You don't want to sell me. I don't want to sell you death sticks." He said, "You want to go home and rethink your life." "I want to go home and rethink my life." You know that guy?
Okay, yeah.
You remember that scene? Okay. You know who he played in The Matrix? He played Mouse.
No.
Yes, it's the same actor, supposedly.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Now, this is what the video says, but also the woman in red in The Matrix that
Yeah.
Mouse puts in his programs
Uh-huh.
is also in the same nightclub in episode 2. The actress is. She's playing one of the aliens.
Okay. Well, then I
So
guess you wouldn't recognize her.
the theory is that Mouse is running a Matrix of Star Wars, and he's playing a character. It's
That's
so
kind of
funny.
cool. That's kind of
It's
cool.
so funny. And if that is true, if those are the actors, which I do believe, Tony, if those are the two actors and that happened in the same scene, that's pretty funny. Peter Mayhew was the biggest jerk. He did not care. He wanted the money. He took a picture and you moved on. He was a big jerk. Um, who is it? David Prowse was okay. He's very cranky. But some guy brought in, he was charging like $75 for an autograph or $50, a lot, let's just say that. Some guy came in, Stephen, with a stack of Darth Vader merchandise. I mean, toys, cards, everything. I was like, and he said, I got 5,000 or 10,000. He brought $10,000 in cash because he knew it was going to cost him a lot. And so he goes, "How much do you have?" He went, "Okay." He said, "Are you military?" He goes, "Yes." He went, "All right, I'm going to give you 50% off." Yeah. So instead of 10,000, I'm making $5,000 in the next 20 minutes. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Just for his autograph?
Yeah. Because he wanted to autograph like a 50 things or something.
Jeez.
I know. It's insane. Insane what they would make. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that about Ray Parks. This is a small. I ate the mushroom from Alice in Wonderland that made me grow, and this is just one of these little access doors to the. Has no one ever seen this before? This is weird because I felt like they've seen this, but
Yeah.
it's a little door.
Is your desk still in the same place in the same room?
Yeah, this
Up
is
in the
the
attic?
new house.
New house.
We moved.
From your place in West Monroe to another place?
Oh no. Okay, yes. Then
Okay.
yes. No,
Yeah, I
still,
helped you moved into that house. Remember I pulled the trailer for you?
Oh, that's right, you did. Sorry, I forgot. It's so long ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. So when Steven and I were roommates, I'll tell you some of my best stories. I could never. You were gone. You worked somewhere over the summer, up north,
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, and you were gone over the summer, and you're going to come back later. And I mean, we had so many issues with the apartment, and I kept telling the landlady about them, and telling her to fix, and she never fixed them. And then you came home, and I was complaining to you. I said, "Dude, garbage disposal broke. Sink will not stop leaking. This is the toilet. All this stuff. Whatever it was. All
The
these
lady's
issues."
tub that was above you leaking into the
Yeah, it was
shower.
leaking. Yeah. And I was like, and no one is doing anything about it. I've talked to them, and you went, "You talked to them?" I said, "Yeah." "Okay, well, I'll go by." And you went by there, and the next day, they're fixing it. They're doing everything. I've been there 3 times asking the lady, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it," and never did. You go by there once, and instantly things get fixed.
That's because I made out with her. You think I'm lying too?
No, I didn't know you were gonna say that. Yes, I knew that. I also love. I told this story too. You met your first wife there, and your first wife had a roommate.
Yes.
And you said, "Hey Matt," because I didn't have anyone at the time. You said you should totally, you'd be perfect for the. And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna hook up with someone else's roommate." No, he said, "No, man, her name's Jessica, and she looks just like Jessica Simpson." I was like, "Bull crap, bull crap," And I'm just mocking, like, yeah, whatever, whatever. And then it gets to your wedding, and she shows up, and she looks just like Jessica
Told
Simpson.
you. We called her Jessica Big Boobs.
And, and I went, I was like, shut up. It's like the end of a comedy movie, where the thing that ever you thought was the ongoing gag actually
Uh,
is real. And I was like, who is that? And you went, that's Jessica. And I went, she looks just like, and you said, I told you. I was like, what the heck, And it's funny because she was the one, because I can't remember what happened, but you were short on something. It was during the rehearsal dinner or something, and we were short on napkins or something,
yeah.
something. And so I said, I'll go get some. And she came with me, and we hung out. But the thing was, I didn't know, and I guess she didn't care, but her boyfriend was also there, and he didn't know where Jessica went.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was she
And I
dating?
didn't know
Oh,
she had
she
a
was dating a
boyfriend.
guy named Nick at that time.
Yeah. Nick and Jessica. Exactly. And
Yeah, I
it's
think
funny.
he was from New Zealand.
And so I didn't know that. And of course, that led to some awkwardness when we got back. But we went here, we went there, and we were just driving around having a great time. And I thought this was going to work out, and then find out only she has a very angry boyfriend waiting for her to come back. And then I kept my distance. And but the thing is though, I said to her, I just got a YouTube. What should be my first video? She was the one that said it should be, because she heard that I pranked the school all the time, the college all the time.
Okay.
And she was the one that we came up with together, the Superman in Classroom. The very first video that went viral. It has like
Wow.
a 250,000, 500,000 views now.
No way. I wonder if she's
It
seen
was
it.
it was me and her. Because remember, the next few. Oh yeah, no one knows this. The next few videos, folks. Who had the camera? Steven had the camera during Superman. It was
What?
your class, I think. You sat in the class and you videotaped it for me while I ran out and then put it down while no one was looking.
Okay, I don't remember that.
You
Whose class
you
was it?
videotaped. Yes,
Was
you
that
videotaped
was that
me and
history?
Caleb. Yes, you videotaped me and Caleb
Oh
singing in
man, I
the
completely
classroom.
forgot about
You
that.
taped me doing the crawl, the video that I don't think I posted because you couldn't see me and we didn't realize that. But the one where I crawl out like army crawl, like making this weird face, and everyone was like looking down. But because I got too low, you couldn't film me, but you filmed everyone's reaction going, like looking down and laughing. Um, you filmed me and Caleb when Caleb came in singing in the poncho.
Okay. Yes, I remember that.
But you were the one that
Was
was the
that HP's
plant in the
class?
classes as the student who had the camera. I just thought about that.
That was
Wow.
what was the history professor's name? Old fella.
um, was it Charkov?
No, I want to say it was like
Jones?
HP
H.P.
Jones.
Jones?
Yes, he liked to do pranks too. He'd come in
Yeah,
like have several of the students or something like that in on it, and they'd bring them in a casket or something
in a
like that.
casket for Halloween. He'd
Yeah,
rise up in his Dracula
yeah.
outfit. Um,
He was a great teacher.
the only history teachers that are still alive that I know of is Terry Jones, who's retired and
Never
still
had
living
him.
here, and then James McKeithen, who is 90 something and lives
Dang.
in Columbia. And we found that out, and we think it's the same guy. I was like, shut up. And I would love to see McKeithen. Both of them, they probably would not remember me. They might. I don't
Probably
know.
so, Matt. You're
But
pretty memorable.
but a lot of the history teachers did. And then my Spanish teacher just retired, in 2022. But now he teaches at St. Fred's.
Oh, okay.
And I've been wanting to go by and say hello to him because it's been a while. But he would remember me the moment I walked in the door. But, you know, an older man walking through a high school, are they going to believe me that I'm looking for a teacher? Maybe. I don't know. The whole thing. But, man, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me see. Man, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good memories I had with you as roommates and beyond.
Yeah.
I think I told this story on the live stream last time. The dent in the roof. I never would
Yeah.
have found that if you hadn't have said anything because like that tree blocked
Uh-huh.
that section. So when I drove in, I never saw that front of the house, and I always went in the garage door, so I never went out the front unless I was mowing the grass. I never would look up on the roof, I guess, when I mow the grass. But yeah, you found that. But man, there's a lot of good memories.
Yeah. You were talking about Halo 2 earlier, and
Yeah,
man, that was so
you
much
were the
fun.
first one that got me on the Halo.
Yeah, you played
I
under my
played with
screen
your
name
gamer tag
forever.
at first.
Which one was that? Was that Stanley?
Stanley.
Yep. I named all of my
Stanley.
gamer tags off of construction tools. So I had like Stanley, Bostitch, Duo Fast. It's all like framing nailers and stuff. Real original here.
Yeah. Yeah. Sign copy them all locked down. Okay, let me catch up with some of the comments here. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
sorry, I
know that
can't.
about Ray Parks. I heard a rumor that he's going to be in the. He comes back as Toad in Deadpool Wolverine. Like they got a lot of cameos coming up for that. George Lucas' secretary wrote you back. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't have
Night
your
Trap. It is a
stream
night
going
trap.
at the same time.
Say what?
I can't have your stream going at the same time, so
Not cut it off.
I can't see any of the comments unless you put them up on the screen.
R.I.P.
But that's fine.
I'm putting them up on the screen now.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I heard they got along. I heard in Australia, Steve, they're doing all three original movies in a see-through. My buddy is going to watch all three in a movie matinee or whatnot, or all-day movie thing, which I'd love to have. Yeah, I'm growing high. I never saw Hayden Christensen or Harrison Ford yeah, there's a lot of autographs I never got. Shoot. A lot of stuff. Hello, hello, hello. I'm catching up here. I think I've met him. I can't remember. Indiana Jones or Han Solo, Stephen?
I was just looking at that. I mean, if I'm in a dicey situation, I'm going Indiana Jones because I think he's less lucky and more skilled.
Okay.
I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He knows. They've heard about H.P. Jones. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he used to do. And my favorite teacher was Bivens. He passed away years ago, though. But he
I had
never.
Bivens.
You had Bivens.
Yeah.
Bivens would always call you by your last name, and if you.
That's not unusual for me.
Well, yeah, but for Caleb had him when he was at Delta, and I said,
Okay.
"You got Bivens," and so I took off one day from work to go see him. I walked in the classroom, and he looked at me and went, "I know you." I said, "Yes, you do." He went, "We had class together." I said, "Yeah." He went, "You were in 3 of my classes." I went, "Yes, I was." He went, "But it wasn't here at Delta." I said, "No, it wasn't." He said, "It was at NLU." When it was NLU, I went, "That's right. It wasn't ULM." And then he goes, "I'm sorry, I forgot your name." But he knew exactly when I had him and how many times, how many classes.
My first year was it was still NLU, and then in the middle, the next year they changed it to ULM. No, no, it was already ULM. They had switched it from Indians to Warhawks.
Warhawks. Yeah.
That's what it was. And
I was the
H.P. Jones
last.
was livid about that. I was in
Yeah.
his class, and he went on a whole diatribe about it.
I was the last NLU graduate, December of
Oh, okay.
'99.
Yeah, that'd have
I
been.
did it on purpose because I did not. The next semester we were going to switch over to ULM. I said nope, and I asked them not to give me a. They said, "Do you want ULM on your?" I said, "No, NLU," and I had it, but now I don't. I lost it. I asked for a
Oh no!
reissue, and they
And it says
reissued me
ULM.
one under ULM. I was like, no.
Ah.
So I don't have my original NLU one. I don't know where it went, but I lost it, and I needed it for something. I can't remember, and so I asked for it again.
I
And they
know
were
a
like
guy that
really
could
nice.
probably
Yeah.
recreate the NLU logo if you wanted to.
Well, I thought that's what they're going to do, but they made it ULM now. I was like, no. Oh, I want to see it. Do you want to see Deadpool Wolverine, Steven?
Yeah, if it's Deadpool, I want to see it.
True.
And
Yeah.
that's one I definitely can watch with the wife because I mean,
They're doing reshoots, and I hear that they're. I mean, there's all rumors, but I hear they're getting rid of a few cameos and maybe introducing different cameos. If you can believe everything you hear, I don't know. Supposedly,
yeah,
Disney, Kevin Feige wants to put some Kevin Feige in it. He wants to promote their other movies, and Ryan Reynolds kind of wants to keep it mainly separate, even though they are going to be tying in the MCU a lot more.
yeah.
But
As long as it's got Miranda Baccarina in it, I'm good.
who's she?
The girlfriend,
Oh
from Firefly.
yeah. That's right. Yep. Yeah, but I'll be honest. Even Steve, he's in Australia. Stephen, even if because they're playing the original trilogy in theaters, it's a special edition, but
Yeah,
they're
you
playing
said
all
something
three
about
of them.
that last week.
I would love to see that.
I would too. I never got to see the original trilogy in the theaters.
Well,
That was
Archer.
long before. Shoot, they all came out before I was born, I think.
Wow, Archer and I went to um, see Return of the Jedi in Shreveport, and it was great. It was a long
Is that at
drive back
IMAX?
that night. It was at one of those, but it wasn't playing here. So we
Uh huh.
drove an hour and a half out there. The movie started like 10:30 or something,
Oh
or
man.
it was a late show. So it didn't get done till like 12:30. And then we had to drive back. It was like 2 a.m. when I got home and I had to work the next day, but I was like, worth it. Worth it. It was so much fun. And I'm so glad because I was going to go probably regardless. But I was joking with Archer that evening. I said, "Hey, you coming with me? We're going to Shreveport. Let's go." He's like, "Okay." Well, really? I was so happy. I said, "I'll buy your ticket." I was so happy.
Was he driving by then?
Yeah, he was driving by then, but yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
They're showing in June. They're showing the Lord of the Rings trilogies, and the I know you don't like them.
I'm not a fan.
You've never even seen them.
I did. I watched them each in
Did you
theaters.
okay? Have you seen the extended editions?
No.
That's the ones they're showing in the theaters. Apparently, they bring in a lot more stuff from the books.
Apparently, I'm not going to watch it, and apparently, I'm not going to see it still because apparently, I don't like Peter Jackson's movies. Apparently, they aren't very good. Do you
They
know who I
are
saw
good.
them with?
They are good. Come on, man. You were talking about Harry Potter earlier. These are better
Do you know who I saw
adaptations than
them
the
with?
Harry Potter films.
I saw them with fellow Lord of the Rings elitist book fan Bo Kajeski. I don't know if you remember him.
Bo Kajeski.
He was the older. He was a friend of Dave's. He was an
Oh,
electrician, mustache, and
yeah. I don't.
he's like me. He doesn't have social media either. And like the only existing link that I know of, when I reached out to them, they said they haven't heard from him in years. I was like, doggone it. Because I wanted to watch The Hobbit with him. because
Oh, those are horrible.
he and I would sit. Well, yeah, they were, but he and I would sit and watch Lord of the Rings and laugh at how bad it was. You know, we weren't being trolls. We were just like, why did they do that? What is that about? You know, but
I think they're great films.
well,
They're not the books, but they're great. They're good. They're really
I
good.
am
The
aboard.
visuals are just insanely good.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Was it 4 hours each now?
Yeah, at least it's they're not doing it all in one day. It's a 3 day thing.
Oh,
You
it's a
go,
3 day thing. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, the animated version was great.
The animated Hobbit,
Oh, Lord of the Rings
the
is
one
great.
back in like the 80s or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Great music. So much fun.
Oh yeah, there was some guy on TikTok that redid the song and like put it to like full orchestral symphony or whatever. It sounded all right.
It sounded all right. Listen to you. Um, have you been watching the Silo series on Apple
No.
Plus? You didn't get around to watching
What
it?
is it on? Is it Hulu
Apple
Plus?
Plus.
Apple Plus. Okay, I could watch it on Apple.
Um, the thing
I'm trying to
is,
remember why we never started that. I can't remember,
you're
but I
probably
need to.
waiting for it to. I think you're waiting for it to finish before you got Apple Plus preview because they're going to watch it
That's what
all.
it was. Yes, I
Um,
think that was my original thought, and then I realized that I've been paying for Apple Plus for the past 2 years.
oh
So
wow. Um,
we just
when are you
watched
coming?
Argyle the other night. Do not waste your time.
Oh, I didn't want to.
Oh my gosh. I love Henry Cavill, but he's like not even really in the movie. And it was just ridiculously stupid.
Who's your favorite Sherlock Holmes actor?
I'm going to have to go with Benedict Cumbersnatch.
That's what everyone says. I don't really
I
have
mean,
one.
he just plays the pretentious asshole so well. Um, I mean, I think Robert Downey Jr. did a good job. It's just a different interpretation um, for the movies. But yeah, Benedict Cumber. I can't even say
He
his
likes
name right.
Jeremy Brett. Um,
Who's Jeremy
favorite
Prince?
sitcom?
Favorite sitcom?
That's a good one.
I don't
I
know.
mean, it's generic, but
Is the
I watch.
Office a sitcom? I mean, it's more of
Yeah,
a mockumentary type
it's
thing.
a sitcom.
I'd have to go with The Office. I hated it when it first came out. I did not like it. Couldn't get into it. And my brother convinced me a few years back to give it another chance and to suffer through the first season. So I did that. It was on Netflix, so I could just watch it over and over, straight through. And by the second season, I was hooked. It's hilarious. I could go back and enjoy the first season now.
You know, you're the reason. Because I didn't watch that much TV, but whatever my roommate was watching at the time, I watched with him. And you got me watching Smallville.
Yeah,
And I want to
I'm
know,
sorry.
have you watched Talksville or whatever? It's
No, is that
it's
the Tom Welling and
yeah, the
uh,
podcast.
I think I've watched a few clips from some
Okay,
or listened to a few clips. I know that Michael Rosenbaum had a podcast for a while too.
that's it.
Okay, that's them.
It's
So
Tom
did
Welling
Tom
and
Welling
Rosenbaum,
join
and they're
him?
just sitting down talking about each episode.
Okay, yeah, I have not watched that.
Yeah,
I have tried to go
my
back.
buddy listens to it, and he says it's great, especially if you're a
Okay,
small fan.
well, I know Rosenbaum had a very successful podcast for a while. I didn't know that Welling was.
He's a
Uh,
part of it. This may
I
be
knew
a
he was a
different,
guest on there a few times, and they may have teamed up
yeah,
now.
but now they're just talking through all the episodes. It's really good stuff. I hear.
Okay.
He sent me clips I thought were good.
So I never finished Smallville. I got to season 7, 6 or 7 or something like that, and
I
quit.
Yeah, I after 6 I quit too, and then I powered through because I thought there was one more season left.
No, it's like 10, isn't it?
Yes, and it's
Dude, I,
really
I went
bad.
back and watched. I started over a couple years ago, watched all the way through, got through season 6, about 3 or 4 episodes into 7. I said, nope, I don't care how it ends.
All the interesting Lex Luthor was gone, and Jonathan Kent died.
Yeah,
So there was really the most interesting characters
yeah.
were gone from the series.
Was Lionel gone? I think Lionel was gone too.
Lionel was gone, or if he did, he made like rare appearances. But the
Yeah,
thing is, though, everyone was gone,
yeah.
and it just wasn't worth it. I've
Well,
never
then
seen it
that
probably.
whole scandal with Allison Mack started coming up too,
They
and
talked about that too on a podcast.
yeah, she's
It's
still in
always
jail,
something.
isn't she?
Yeah, she is. I think. I've never seen this. Have you?
No, my wife likes it. I don't know that she's ever finished it. Seinfeld is good. Yeah,
I've watched Seinfeld. It is good.
Seinfeld was a little bit before my time. I'd have to go back. I would probably appreciate it more now. My parents watched it, but most of the jokes went over my head at that time.
Oh, Faulty Towers. There you
Oh
go.
yeah,
I think Faulty Towers is hilarious.
John Cleese is a genius.
John, but the timing, it's still funny today,
Hmm. I know
and
nothing.
I know nothing, and then the don't talk about the war. I mean, there's just so many quotable lines, but just how I mean, and the three men, the three men who are going to audit his hotel, he thinks it's these three people, but it's not. And
Oh
at the
yeah,
end, remember he
he's like
fills
whining and
shaving
dining the
cream in the
wrong
guys.
people.
He tells these guys who are trying to sign in. He's like, one moment. He said, "Sir, you forgot your briefcase," and fills it with shaving cream, closes it, slams it to him. Here's your hat. Fills it with shaving cream, slaps it on his head, and then pulls his pants, fills it with shaving cream, and then kicks him out the door. And then he goes, "All right, how may I help you three gentlemen? You three," and then he goes, "Ah!" And that's where it freezes and goes to credits because he knows they just saw how he treated that guest and he's going to fail. I busted out laughing at the end of that. I thought it was so hilarious. And
Yeah.
it's so like I want a Waldorf, and he doesn't know what one is because he has to work in the kitchen that day. Man, that show is just flawless and timeless with its humor. So there's a lot of good sitcoms, but that's probably my favorite. I did. I watched some Laserdisc back in the
Laserdisc.
day. You did not. No, Stevens. Back in the day, we had the original trilogy in Laserdisc, and I remember that because we're like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" Those things are as big as records. I remember one person in the 2005. Oh, when I did, if people who like to look at my old videos, when I did, Cribs, my edition of Cribs, whose house was I in? I was house sitting for someone, and they had a huge collection of Laserdisc, and they had the original trilogy. And I thought about asking them for them, but I thought I don't even have a Laserdisc anymore.
What is a laser disc? I've never heard of it.
Laserdisc is pre-DVD. It was like a record, and you could watch movies. Yeah, these things were big, and they came out
I've
right in the
never.
early days of digital, but DVD won out.
Gotcha. Oh, you
It's
remember
like
what was the other
Blu-ray
one
and
that came
HD
out?
DVD.
HD TV or
No
HG
one remembers HD
DVD.
DVD anymore, and that you can't find them hardly. But Blu-rays everywhere.
I had I built a computer at that time whenever everyone was like, I don't know which one's going to win out, and I chose HD DVD, and I built a computer that had a ROM drive that would read those, and I think I watched one movie on it, and it was Man in the Moon, the Andy Kaufman movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't think I could have picked a worse movie to watch. Like, I needed something that with actually good graphics and like something that would have been fun to watch. But yeah,
I had a Betamax back in the day. That was even before
Dude, I
VHS.
remember watching The Labyrinth at Joe's house on Betamax.
Betamax, yeah.
Yep.
Because Steve, Americans are not very creative, so they take other people. By the way, the old version of Whose Lines Anyway is a great. We used to watch that on Comedy Central all the time. Drama filled or interesting shows. Okay, it never
Drama
finished,
filled?
but I'm going to go BBC again. In the Flesh.
Who? I'm sorry.
In the Flesh. It takes place after the Zombiegeddon. They found a cure for zombies to make their
Okay.
brain kind of get back to normal, but they're still kind of dead on the inside. And as long as they take this pill, they won't revert back to their feral zombie people. And so
Oh.
now they've been studying this first group that seems normal enough. So they release them out back. They're trying to reintegrate them back into society, into a small town. It takes place in a small town where their loved ones are coming back. But there's a bunch of complications, meaning, oh, I'm so glad your wife is back. By the way, she ate my son when she was a zombie.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
there's
So
these weird,
the
like the
forgiveness
main
part.
guy that we're following is a zombie. His sister was a zombie fighter. So she's kind of, torn between two worlds right now because she thinks all the zombies should die, but this is her brother.
Uh-huh. Almost like a continuation of I Am Legend.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
The
and
book,
really,
not the movie.
well, no, the book is great, but the In the Flesh, there you go. One you've never heard of, which is really only 2 seasons like BBC does. And it's good. But anyway, give yours. I gotta find my charger. Yeah. So what's your
Interesting.
drama filled show? What's the last best show you saw then?
Shoot. I mean, you can't beat Breaking Bad. I mean, the character development and just Murphy's Law always hitting them upside the head. It's probably the best show ever made. I'm about 2 seasons into Better Call Saul, but it's been so long, I'm going to have to go back and start over again. Clips of it keep coming up on my YouTube feed, and I really got to get back into it. Yeah, I don't go into too obscure stuff, so it's going to be like the mainstream shows. So like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. Really looking forward to the next season of House of Dragon. I've read those books, so the show is fun to see that come to life, and hopefully they stick closer to the book. I think he only has one more book to write because this is just the history. So he only has one more book to write so that they don't run out of source material like they did with Game of Thrones.
Okay, so I don't know where it is. I don't know where my charger is.
Like your computer charger?
Yeah, can't find it anywhere. So I must have moved it. So we're ending it. Yay! Because I'm going to go dead anyway. And if I go dead, it leaves you on here, and there's no way for me to turn it off. Unless I sign back in. So, Stephen, thanks for joining me.
Yeah. Had a great time.
Fun. Guys, thanks for joining me. Sorry to cut it short, but I have no idea where I know where I last had it. It's charging by my bedside, but it's not there. So that means some kid picked it up, ran with it, and so it's somewhere lost in the house. So didn't have
my phone charger disappeared for about a week and a half after our baby was born. Our Roomba went in there and got it tangled up, and then somehow untangled it somewhere else in the house until about a week later. It was my only 6-foot charger, so
Oh man, but yeah, sucks.
First
So
world
anyway,
problems.
yeah, sorry about that, folks. But I'll try to find my charger next time. Steven, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, man.
All right,
I
guys, we'll
kind
see
of
you
coaxed it
later.
out of you.